All right. It's been a slow-moving off-season, but it's been us, getting acclimated with the team. Let's go ahead, take one more look at the trade center before we decide if there is someone worth taking first. Actually, I guess it would be worth knowing if there's someone worth taking first or second overall. If not with both. Let's do it. Let's do our big old deep dive here into the top half of this draft. Obviously, we'll have plenty of depth picks as well. If I can go to the right spot and not click the wrong button, that would be great. How many seasons are we going to do tonight? I don't know. We always play the shit out of Madden when it comes out. So, again, quarterback-wise, we have a little bit more information on Jack Garrison. I can't imagine taking this guy with one of those top 2 picks. I can't. Again, we know he has some decent mobility. He has the cannon of an arm. But it's the injury concern. The short accuracy is also a concern. He is good at getting rid of the ball, but I just wonder if his durability will hold up. And the fact is, he is pretty one-dimensional in terms of the throw power that he has. There's Daniel Rivers, who, again, there was no way he was worth a top 2 pick. He is someone that maybe we consider if he starts to slide a bit, but he just looks bang average in every regard. The stamina's pretty bad, given that he's a scrambler. The awareness isn't good, so will he even take advantage of his scrambling abilities? Not too sold on him, but it was this other guy, Kurt Slater, the 21-year-old. Going up the draft board a bit, this guy is, he's rapid. That's the only way to put it. And apparently has elite throw power as well. It's not every day you see a quarterback that ran a 4.34. He is very intriguing, but again, could also be glass bones, paper skin with the injury. That's the concern. If he falls to the second round, he's a guarantee, but man, first round, short physical freak with injury concerns. Imagine if Arizona had such a player. Well, that was the joke, is that he is essentially who we already have. Running back wise, there's obviously no one here that we would take first or second overall. A couple of these guys might be worth a look in the early stages of the second round. I can't imagine we take any of them in the first round. There's Frank Thompson, 21 years old, out of the U. He has the strength, but his mobility is a bit concerning to me. He's got the strength, but that mobility is concerning. It just feels like he'll be very, very one-dimensional. Running, halfback dive, try to truck. That's all he's got. There's Tyler Nash, 21-year-old out of Arizona State. An elusive back. Again, he's got decent mobility, but not top of the class. So, I can't imagine taking this guy in the first round either. Let's see. Deontay McIntyre, 23-year-old out of USC. He doesn't have the mobility. Yeah, God. There's no way we're going to take a running back in the first round. But it was worth looking to see if any of these guys would be half decent. The best of the bunch appears to be Quincy Robinson. Obviously, the letter grades are... there's some decent ranges there, but yeah, if there were to be an early running back, it'd be Quincy Robinson, and there's no way. And then there's Jari Chapman, who apparently is also pretty trash. Wide receivers, not a single one projected early on in the first round. That is also pretty tragic. Tight end wise, one dude projected in the first, second round. Chuck Downs of Texas Tech. 21-year-old vert threat. Okay. He doesn't quite have the strength, but in terms of, the speed that you would want, he's awesome. It's a good route runner. Stamina sucks. He'd run 2 plays and have to hit the oxygen mask on the sideline. Good to know. Offensive line, Travis Carr is projected to go relatively early. 22 years old out of Texas. Ooh, that bench sucks. Like, I know you have the mobility, but man, if I'm taking someone in the top 5, let alone the top 2, you gotta have a little bit more of a well-rounded game. So, left guard. So there's Jay Williams again. One more look at him. 23 out of UCF. I mean, this guy does look pretty damn good, man. He has the mobility. He has the strength. His pass block leaves a little bit to be desired. It is tough to take a 23-year-old first or second overall, because you know you're going to get a little bit less time with them. I mean, right now, if there was anybody that I would consider taking that early, it would be Jay Williams. Morris Dillard. Morris Dillard, 22 years old, out of Oregon. Very well-rounded center. Very, very well-rounded. I can't speak. Has the strength, has the agility. Okay, doesn't have much finesse despite the agility. He is a good run blocker, pass blocks. What about, all right. I mean, again, though, not someone you take first or second overall. I would imagine we're going to look to trade down here. Right tackle. We got a couple of guys projected in the first round here at right tackle. Top 5 projected. Evan Morrison. Again, doesn't have the strength, and honestly, doesn't even have elite agility for right tackles. Oh, cool. Well, that's fun. For this game, I need to be online. Boy, don't I? Don't I? Cool. Except obviously, if you're watching this right now, I didn't lose connection. My Xbox is still connected. It's fine. So, yeah, EA detected fun, so here we are. Save it loads up. There you go. Well, it's an online franchise, so I would imagine the Buda Baker trade. That's why online saves always, or offline's always the way to go. I mean, it has its benefits of an offline save. I can never remember if I prefer it to be offline or online. There is the extra load times with the online, and then there's, I think there was the somewhat Sour Cat Pen. There was a reason why I would do online saves over offline. I just don't remember what it was. It was something minor. It might have been to do with cat penalties or something like that, or I don't remember. But it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Save corruption. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? All right. Oh, we are right back where we were. Beautiful. Again, as it stands, I cannot imagine I'm taking someone with one of these top 2 picks. Just can't imagine it. One more look at Evan Morrison, and we'll see if he crashes the game again. Again, yeah, he just didn't have the strength. Just didn't have the strength. Kurt Fraley. We know Jerry Caver was looking pretty good. About Kurt Fraley. Has the agility. The strength, honestly, I mean, he did well at the combine, not so well at the pro day. Again, there are players we can get that we can trade down to land. Someone like Jerry Caver looks elite. Looks absolutely elite. Really like that guy, even though he's slipping down the board. Man, I gotta be honest. I think we gotta trade these picks. There are players to get later on in the first round. There's no reason for us to be the kind of guinea pigs here are scouts, which of course we did not control this year. We took over at the end of the season. Our scouts appear to have been all over the place. I don't like this linebacker at all. Needs are basically everything, yeah. I think we already looked at Montag or Montague, whatever you prefer. There are players we can get outside the top 5. There are. So I'm going to try to work out trades that don't just result in me fleecing the AI. But if we can trade the first and second overall pick, not get stuck with potential duds, we should do it. So again, unfortunately, as we'll see here with the second overall pick, there are some trades that the AI just should not be doing. Again, someone like Tremaine Edmonds be a great pickup. But like Rashawn Slater, I mean, you could argue whether or not they should do that. Nick Bolton. Like, what purpose would the Chiefs possibly have? You might get better offers during the draft itself. That is what I was tempted by. Again, that deal for the Niners makes no sense. That deal for the Giants is expensive as hell. I don't want to fleece the AI. I am going to go off a trade finder, but I don't want to fleece him. Trade difficulty is maxed out, yeah. Yes, it is. My only concern is if we go to the draft, there's a trade clock. Honestly, that's the one thing stopping me. I don't want to get stuck with that first overall pick. All right. But we're going to risk it. We're off to the draft. Here we go. We'll see what happens. At the moment, we have the top 2 picks. Will we make either of them? I doubt it. Oh, cool. You can still pause. Well, that's good. Let's just go ahead and do that then. If we hit trade away pick, review offers for the first overall pick. Oh, my God. Holy shit. 3 first-round picks from the Vikings. Only trade at the drafts. Holy shit! 3 firsts, including the 26th, and 3 seconds. I fucked up trading Buda Baker when I traded him. I should have traded him at the draft. Holy shit. Can I restart so I can trade Buda Baker at the draft? Oh my God. The Titans are offering 2 firsts, a second, and a 4th. 3 firsts, a 3rd, and a 5th. So, I mean, obviously the benefit to one of these other ones is that we'd have a higher pick in the draft. You know, that's the 11th, the 7th. The Raiders are offering 3 firsts, a 4th, 5th, and 7th. The Falcons are offering 3 firsts. The Eagles are offering 3 firsts. This is insane. As are the Colts. So obviously the Vikings, their next 3 firsts and 3 seconds is absurd. That said, we have to... Okay, those deals shouldn't disappear. Let me go back to the board. Let me go back to the board here. I have to be so careful. Actually, we'll still have the second overall pick. I can trade this one no matter what, and then take a look at the draft board and see what we might want. Given that we still have the second, I feel like for this one, we just take the most picks we can get, which is Minnesota. That's insane. Like their next 3 years worth of first and seconds, we have to take that. And then the second round, or the second overall, is the one where we can be like, okay, well that gets us the 7th, that gets us the 10th. We're gonna take that, and we're gonna own Minnesota's drafts for the next 3 years. That is insane. And then again, we have the second overall pick as well, thanks to Houston. We're gonna take that deal with Minnesota. I seriously can't help but wonder what would we have gotten for Buda Baker At the same time, I still think we ended up with a good trade because we used him to move Zach Ertz. But my God. Minnesota. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, it's an absurd trade offer. No doubt about it. But we'll see what they do with the pick. But there it is. The Minnesota Vikings are now on the clock, and we will indeed see if they take that quarterback first overall. It would make sense because Kirk Cousins did leave. So if they take the quarterback, I can understand it. That said, we got 2 minutes to actually, we still have their time paused. Let's take a look at who's available in this draft. Oh my God, it has Kurt Slater up to top 5 talent. If they take Slater or Garrison. Dude, this Kurt Slater guy, son of a bitch. 21 years old. I have to see if I can trade Kyler Murray. I have to. And then maybe we I can't talk. Maybe we take Kurt Slater second overall. Holy hell. Now, obviously, again, the Kyler Murray cat penalty will obliterate us. But I need to at least know if it's an option. Is there anybody right now interested in Kyler Murray? No. No, there is not. If I were to pair him with Jawan Bentley, who we can move for cheap, the Bears would take him. They'd give up Eddie Jackson to do it. Slater wasn't listed as top 5 before, no. The problem is, I just don't know how long this fucking cap penalty would be and how bad it would be. But what we do know is that Kyler Murray's contract is absurd. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know it's going to be an absurd penalty. We do have to wait to see what Minnesota does. Because they might take Slater. It is true as well that the Bears don't need him. The Bears don't need him. They do have Fields. That is true. But I could try a different package back. I cannot believe that Minnesota trade. Holy God. Eat your heart out, Mike Ditka. So obviously, Kurt Slater would be very interesting second overall. And I'm not allowed to pin players to my favorites list right now. So give me a second. So Kurt Slater could easily be top 5. We know that there wasn't going to be a running back super early on that we were going to take. It was Quincy Robinson who was the most interesting one. Again, there wasn't a wide receiver that we were interested in top 10. Right now we're talking about like a top 10, top 15. There's Travis Carr, who is projected around this time. But again, I really like the bench just feels so low. I don't think I'd take him top 10. Because again, if we trade the second overall pick, it could be back to 7th, 8th, and then we still land somebody else. There was Jay Williams, who again, I really am a fan of this guy. I know he's 23 years old, but he's got the strength, he's got the mobility. I mean, Jay Williams, you know, his pass block power is a little bit concerning. He has great technique, though, in his finesse. It's tough to say he wouldn't be worth it. The only downside to him is that he's 23. That's it. There was Dillard as well. We really did like the looks of Morris Dillard as a center. Again, he's got the strength. He's got the agility. Tough to say he wouldn't be worth a relatively up there pick. Second overall is a bit much, but top 10, not out of the conversation. Evan Morrison was 23 years old. Again, has the agility, but didn't really showcase the strength. I mean, again, other players got better on the bench. He really didn't. I don't think I'd feel comfortable selecting this guy, especially that pass block power scares the hell out of me. So, not a shot. Sid, my favorite trash panda, how are you? There's Kurt Fraley, who's 22 out of LSU. Again, has the agility, a little bit inconsistent with the bench, but no denying he could be someone who's very solid. His blocking power isn't great. He is definitely more of a finesse option. Fraley isn't bad. Jerry Caver at 22. This was the guy for an offensive lineman. I'm in love. I'm in love with Jerry Caver. And would feel pretty optimistic taking him top 10. His pass block power does suck. But it makes me think that his pass block finesse is good because his general pass blocking is a B and is decent. So it also makes me think that his run block power might not be that. So I don't mind Jerry Caver in a top 10 scenario. I didn't really look at these guys. But I also didn't think we were trading that first overall pick. Timmy Skandrick, 21 out of Oregon. Yeah, I mean, he is pretty good. He's not elite off of his numbers. He'd kind of scare me, though, top 10. I could restructure the Murray trade, but at the same time, it's not really going to save us all that much. F finesse move. Yeah, no, sorry, Timmy. That's not happening. Sebastian Lopez, 22 years old out of Auburn. Oh, my God, the bench. Like, I get it. You have good agility, but, man, if you don't beat someone agility-wise, you're going to get shoved on your ass. It's just... Yeah, I mean, his finesse moves are good, but, again, if he gets held up, he can't outmuscle anybody. He has one route, and I'm not a fan of that. Henry Holtz, Washington State. Same thing, has the agility, doesn't have the bench, so I'm not a fan there. That was it, right? Yeah. Dean Green, Notre Dame. 21 years old. Has the strength, has the agility. I like it. Finesse moves aren't very good, though. I couldn't take that guy top 10 and feel confident about it. I couldn't do it. Roman Boss, which is a great name. 22 years old, Arizona State. Has the agility, has the strength. Off the bench. Again, finesse moves aren't great, but he does have tremendous power moves. I don't know if this guy will truly be elite. It's a shame that he has agility, but his finesse moves are terrible. Low stamina, low injury, potentially. That does scare me a bit. Defensive tackle, there's no one else who we'd look at taking a little bit early on. And then linebackers, there's Pat Molden, 21 years old out of Stanford. Has the strength, doesn't really have the speed or agility. There's Jacob Hunter, 21 out of Tennessee. Decent agility, very good strength. Very good. K-Town, what's going on? Oh, some of those ranges are a killer. Especially the stamina. And yeah, that's not going to work. And then Chris Ward, also a first round projection. I'm not liking that. All right. So there are a couple of guys who I would be willing to take top 10, depending on what happens here. We got 4 corners to look at. There's old Vernon. Old Vernon. Who, again, very, very well-rounded. Very well-rounded corner. I'm a little bit worried about some of those ranges. A little bit worried. Shit. He's a risk. He's a risk. I don't hate him. But he is a big of a risk. There's Bradley Davis, 22 out of Georgia. Speeds, honestly, not that bad. I mean, just some really fast corners. Great strength, good agility. Vert's not bad. Press is terrible. Man coverage is mid. Play recognition is mid. I don't know about Bradley Davis either. Then there was Corin Porter out of Alabama. He's a little bit slower than I'd prefer. He doesn't quite have the strength I'd prefer. His combine and pro day numbers aren't amazing. Play recognition, block shedding, stamina. Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know if I can have faith in any of those corners. I don't know if I can. There's Thurman Griffith. Thurman Griffith out of Colorado. Combine beast. Vert jump isn't that great, but he is 6'3". Again, some of those grades, though, some of those ranges. Yeah, I don't think I could take any of those corners early. Only safety who might go early is Juan Alford, 21 years old, the Gamecock himself. Very, very good combine numbers. Very good. The best block shedding. God, these scouts, I don't know what the hell they were looking for. All right. So whether or not we hold on to that second overall pick depends on a couple of different things. The first is what happens with the Minnesota Vikings, who gave up an absurd haul to land the number 1 overall pick from us. They take Timmy Skandrick. They didn't even take a quarterback. They took the defensive end, Timmy Skandrick. Wow. Well, unless Timmy Skandrick is the next Michael Strahan. Holy shit. That was a bad miss on their part. Now, we do have a couple of things to check as my eye is burning right now. Son of a bitch. Whew. All right. If we were to trade away the second overall pick, Buffalo is offering us 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third. These trade downs with all these new pick slots are fucking insane. Seattle's offering us the 7th and adding on a 2nd and 2 sevenths. Saints are offering 2 firsts, a 2nd, and a 5th. 2 firsts from Washington. Patriots are giving up the 5th overall. 2nd and 3rd. Oh my God. Trade downs are insane. The Niners are offering the Vikings deal. The Niners are offering the Vikings deal. Holy shit. Wow. So obviously, it's probably just worth it to take the Niners one and then trade back up ourselves, given the draft capital that we're going to have. You know? Like, that's what we're looking at right now. These trade downs are insane, man. I don't even, like... Holy shit. Pick hoarding. I'm honestly shocked is the offers, and I watched you put on the hardest. I know, man. I know. Again, I can't take Slater's 2nd overall. I mean, technically, I could have he and Murray on the roster. The problem is, you take someone's 2nd overall, that guaranteed money is expensive. It's real expensive. But again, the Kyler Murray penalty is huge. It's absolutely huge. Like, we still have the 26th. If I were to use the 26th, yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to trade Kyler at this point. Draft a Glory franchise looking real good right about now. No kidding. Especially if this is what we can do trade-wise. If I take Kyler Murray out of there, really quickly, I wanted to check something with DJ Humphries and with James Conner, because these were two guys that if I could get rid of them, we'd get a lot of money available. Like, even if I were to use that 33rd pick. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to happen to free up the cap. Yeah, okay. No teams are really willing to budge for the cap dumps at this point. They jump for the second. Good to know. Okay. Got a splash. What's going on, by the way? How are you? So Kyler, I mean, again, we can have two project quarterbacks on the roster at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to guess I can't move Humphreys on his own. Yeah. We're going to trade this pick. And then probably look to move back up. We have our short list of players that I'm interested in. I think we just have to play it the right way. Like, what I'm thinking here is if we're taking a quarterback, do the Lions take one? I don't know. They still have Goff. Do the Patriots take one? Seahawks might, but they have Geno. Like, my thought is, how soon can we wait to land Slater? So we are going to trade away this pick. And we're going to keep an eye on the 5 other players I had on the short list. But for right now, there's no doubt about it. We're taking that deal from the 49ers. The next 3 firsts and seconds, just like we saw from Minnesota to trade up to the first overall. We're going to go for quantity as well as quality. So for the first and second overall pick, we acquired 6 firsts and 6 seconds. Welcome to trading in Madden 24. Let's see who the Niners take second overall. Left tackle, Travis Carr. I'm good with that. He wasn't on our short list. The Lions at 3. Left guard, Jay Williams, who, again, I really did like. I think he's going to be a stud. The downside for him is that he was 23. We still have 3 O-linemen who I was willing to take top 10. Miami at 4. Take right tackle Evan Morrison, who was not on our short list. So we're looking good right now, man. We're looking good. Even if we only land one of the guys that we really like, we're still looking good. Here's the first interesting one. The Patriots have Mac Jones. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Justin Fields. The Jets lost Aaron Rodgers to retirement. So the thought is, if one of those quarterbacks does not go until the Jets, do the Jets take Jack Garrison? I was going to say Jack Morrison. Take Jack Garrison instead of Kurt Slater. Can we get Kurt Slater as a steal outside the top 10? Because the later we take him, the better in terms of the guaranteed money, especially if he's not our starter this year. We do have to risk it a little bit because of how much we're paying Kyler Murray. We have to risk it. The Patriots at 5 select right tackle Kurt Fraley. He still wasn't my preferred right tackle. That was Caver. But Kurt Fraley's off the board. So here's the decision. We wait and play it out for Slater and hope he's not the first quarterback taken. I have 2 offensive linemen that I really, really like. And it is the center, Dillard, and the other right tackle, Jerry Craver. Game plan, we take the one who isn't selected. So one of those 2 will go off the board. We're going to leave it up to chance. Once one of them goes, we trade up with our absurd amount of draft picks, and we land the other one. We're going to leave it up to chance. So let's see who goes next. To Jacksonville at 6. I could easily see them taking an offensive lineman. And they take Dean Green, the Dean of Mean. At defensive end. He was an interesting one. Seattle at 7. Take linebacker Pat Molden, who was the highest projected linebacker in this draft. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. Anyway, Chicago at 8. It shouldn't be a quarterback. It's not. It's defensive end Roman Boss. The Jets have to take a quarterback. They have to. There's no doubt about it. Unless they stick with Zach Wilson, who is still there. Oh my God, they brought back Sam Darnold. Super Bowl winner, Sam Darnold. Koenig, thank you for the 7 months, by the way. So maybe the Jets don't take a quarterback. Maybe they don't. Imagine. At number 9, the New York Jets select Jack Garrison. They still took a quarterback. Wow. They still took the QB. Washington. My friends, my pals. At number 10. We're going to check Washington, Tennessee, and Tampa to see if a quarterback is likely to go off the board. The Commies only have Sam. Yeah, he's not slipping past the Commanders. There's no way. If we're landing this guy, it's right here and right now at 10, which is still an immense bit of business to be able to get this guy at 10 instead of at 2. The question is, what do they want for that 10th overall pick? It is true that Rivers is ranked ahead and could go, but is that a risk that you want to take? It depends on what they want with this pick. 2 firsts, a second, a 7th. 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 7ths. So it's a first. Oh my God, are those our firsts? That's the big question. Are those our firsts? I don't know if those are our first rounders. They have to be, right? Based on who else's picks that we had. Those have to be the ones. Now, this one would make sense. It's the Vikings and 49ers picks. 2 seconds as well. And 2 7ths. So that's the cost. If we take the deal with the Commies, it's 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a 7th. It's pretty steep given we already supposedly have a franchise quarterback. Shits and gigs here. Shits and gigs. Is there a deal? No, I can't use the trade finder after that. Is there an offer for Kyler Murray out there? There is not. Really quickly. The Tennessee Titans. Second need is a quarterback. Yeah. All right. That's where it gets tough. That's where it gets tough. Do we risk it? Basically means you traded down from 1 to 10 and picked up 4 firsts and 2 seconds. It's true. Again, there is a chance that the next quarterback off the board is Daniel Rivers. There is a chance, but do you want to play with fire like that and potentially miss out on Kurt Slater? The later we land a quarterback, the better. What do the Titans want for the 11th? That's fair. We should check. Like, my thought at this point, though, is like, what do we do with Kyler Murray? Do we literally just have him on the bench this whole time? Shits and gigs, Tennessee at 11. Those have to be our firsts. It's a similar deal. 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a sixth. The seconds are a little bit later. It's a little bit different, but it's mostly the same. I don't know what the hell to do with Kyler Murray. I feel like we are just absolutely stuck with him. At the same time, this friggin' quarterback. Can I get an honest opinion? You'll always get an honest opinion on me. Trust me. Ask away. If you were to deal a first and a second off the board, Ned Murray did the deal. Potentially. Again, Kurt Slater, 21 years old, ran a 4.33 and a 4.34. And apparently has elite throw power as well. Injury is an F. What I think of franchise mode. So for me, right, like I play franchise modes for every sports game. Is this still as good as it should be? Almost 20 years after like 05's franchise mode? No. Can I still have a lot of fun with this? Yes. Me personally, I still love the way you can actually build up players in this mode. So I'm a little bit biased in that while I can acknowledge this is not as good as it should be, I still really, really enjoy Madden franchise mode. And I do think they made some decent changes this year. Contract restructurings, they expanded the trade system. It's nothing where it's going to blow you away like NBA's Eras mode did for a lot of people, myself included. I don't know if the Super Bowl celebration's been changed. I doubt it. Guys, I gotta be honest, F injury scares the shit out of me. F injury scares the hell out of me. How is that any different? How is it any different? That's why we have Murray on the bench. It's true. Slater and Murray as a 1-2 punch. Oh, man. It just sucks knowing that this guy's this talented. Can we improve his durability? I forget if we can improve anything durability-wise. We have fun here. Take him. Dude, he's literally elite at everything you'd want a quarterback to be elite at. No, we were running a glass factory. Well, I'm just trying to remember, like, is there a way I can improve his durability? He's 21 years old. I don't deny he is a very enticing option. It's a lot to give up to get him. And again, for those I'm still looking at, I'd still take Morris Dillard or Jerry Caver top 10. Easily. Oh, man, that's tough. It's really tough. I want to say if he's the third quarterback to go, it's worth it, but that might only move us down by a pick. Again, we are absolutely stuck with Kyler Murray. We just are. He's going to be here for a long time, even as a backup. He's not going anywhere. Let me check something about Kyler Murray. He's 27 years old at this point. His injury's in 81. Gotta be honest, though, having two very, very mobile quarterbacks in the same system does sound fun. Oh, the temptation's insane. If I could get rid of Kyler Murray, I would do it in a heartbeat. I really, really would. Oh, man. Let's say really quickly, I just wanted to see if there was anything I could do to get rid of some of these other guys. What can I get for a Bentley flip? That's a good question. Not a ton. Get Jack Jones, and maybe he can take another gun to the airport. Yeah, not much. Juwan Bentley's not going anywhere. Again, they frickin' signed Kareem Hunt, so I have to deal with that contract too, which sucks. Problem is, man, even to move Kyler Murray, I'd have to pair him with something else. All right. The decision has been made.